Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Shooters Lounge podcast. We've got a packed show tonight for everyone. The season is upon us. We've made it through the summer, and now it's starting to get them cold nights where we're going to have some hoops every day up until June, guys. So I'll introduce my guest this evening. Returning after episode 1 is Adam the Philosopher. What's going on, bro?
Just cool, keeping it mellow. Good to be back. Thanks for having me. Good to be here. Let's go.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. And first time on the Shooters Lounge podcast, we have an absolute OG. The man published articles on Sky Sports, resident GM John. Welcome to the Shooters Lounge, bro.
Well, that's good, man. Thanks very much for having me. It's been a while, so I might be a bit rusty, but let's get into this.
Yeah, man, it's been a while since we've all done a show together, bro. But I'm sure a couple of minutes in, mate, it'll be as if you never left. So
be all good. You'll be all good.
No, thanks a lot for dropping in, bro. Much appreciated. So, like
Thanks,
I say,
man.
guys, we've got a packed show. The season is starting tomorrow evening. So this is where we start making predictions on division winners, who's going to win it all, who's going to be MVP, and we look very stupid in next June when we were completely wrong and we didn't know what we were talking about. But that's why we do it, guys, isn't it? That's why we do it, just to put yourself out there, man. You got to have some skin in the game. So absolute, it's got to be done, hasn't it? So I think we'll kick right off, guys, with kicking off with the Eastern Conference. If we go over some of the divisions that we're going through, first is if we go through the Atlantic division, if I can just find what I need. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roughly go through the teams in each conference or each division, should I say. As you can see, we've got first with the Atlantic division in the East. So we got Boston Celtics, we've got Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, and also Toronto Raptors. So the question is, who wants to kick off, guys? How do we think this division's gonna work out? GM John, you want to take a stab at this one, bro?
Yeah, I think I'd take an accurate guess at this one. I think it's the Brooklyn Nets to win. No chance in hell. But,
already trolling already, bro.
It has to be the Celtics. It has to be the Celtics after what they've done this offseason. Adding KP and adding Drew Holiday, it's going to be different. They're going to be even a different beast from last season. They're very good last season, but arguably they've gotten better. I think they have better pieces that fit. Even Drew Holiday is a better shooter than Marcus Smart. Now, it's probably not as good of a defender, but offers more floor spacing. Then you have KP, who is definitely not a better defender, Robert Williams, but still can stretch to the floor and can still block at a decent rate down low. So, yeah, I think they're going to do pretty good. The 76ers are going to be a team. Well, it all depends what happens with James Harden. If he's not around, then we don't know what's going to go on. It could be. It really depends on what they trade him for. If they trade him for just pennies on a dollar just to get rid of him, then they're kind of screwed. They can't really keep him. He's going to put on that fat suit again and just go to strip club all the time, like he always does.
Do you think he's played his last game for Philly then, GM? Is that?
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't think he gets traded today, and I don't think he gets traded by Wednesday when the season starts. So I'd say he'll probably play 1 or 2 games, maybe try and show off his value a little bit to some teams, and then probably get traded in the next 2 weeks. That'd be a smart move for him to make, is to actually pay some game time. It's he looks healthy, he looks fit, he looks able to contribute, and then the Philadelphia 76ers maximize what they can get for him, and he probably gets to pick the location where he wants to go, or the Clippers decide, okay, he's the James Harden of old who can really help us win a few games. And it's not going to cost us. It's not going to cost us Russ. It's not going to cost us Kawhi. It's not going to cost us PG. Let's go for it. So that's what I'd say probably happens.
So you got the Celtics taking the division.
Begrudgingly, yes. Begrudgingly, yes.
Yeah.
I'm. People might call me a leprechaun, some from Ireland, but like I would never give them
Ever.
leprechauns ever. I would never give them the benefit of the doubt. But I must say, at this moment in time, it's leaning towards their favor at this moment in time. But again, a lot of injuries can happen. I think they've lost a bit of depth, and KP is pretty injury prone. Drew's getting up there in age. Maybe Jason Tatum tears his ACL. I'm not putting it out there. Just saying, but yeah, I wouldn't wish that upon Jason. It's just saying it's a possibility. He's a very talented player. Should have been a Laker. But yeah.
Yes.
Should have been Laker.
I've just realised I've got 2 Lakers fans on a podcast with me. This is not a place I need to be right now, I'll be honest.
You're all right. You in the West. You're in the US, so you're all right.
We're fine in the West.
Yeah, we're all right.
The weather's fine.
Philosophy. What are your thoughts, man, on the Atlantic Division in the East?
Yeah, a fool bets against Boston. The damn Leprechauns look real good.
Yeah. On paper, it looks real nice, doesn't it? It's
on paper, at least in preseason as well. Yeah, men on limited minutes, and they don't ever judge a season by preseason ever.
No.
Ever.
Yeah.
However, caliber of players, talent. I'm gonna challenge my brother, my Lakers brother John, though, and say that I think Giroux is just as good a defender as Marcus Smart. Even I'll go as far as to say he's a smarter defender than Smart. So the Celtics have definitely upgraded there because he's a better offensive player by far than Marcus Smart. And he's got a better basketball brain. No, nothing against Marcus Smart, is just a fact. For KP, Robert Williams is just as has proven to be just as injury prone in his very fledgling NBA career in comparison to the Unicorn. But I'll challenge John there as well, and I think that the Unicorn is an upgrade on Robert Williams III.
Oh, definitely.
I think so.
No way.
And even though like it'll be touted, okay, well, Robert's better defensively. I'm not so sure because KP can defend. You know what I mean? KP can defend. What I think they lose most with Robert Williams is that dog on the block. Like, so KP isn't willing to bang on the block like Robert would.
How thin he is.
Yeah. So and I don't know if you want him down there because the slightest thing injures him. But when it comes to the Atlantic Division with Boston, New York, Brooklyn, Toronto, ain't nothing beating Boston in that division once there. If Boston is 60%, they win that division with ease. Yeah. All kudos though to New York, who has been surprisingly better and better. Still not beating Boston. Boston right now have all chips on the line for a championship. That's what Boston's going for. Yeah. If you look at the age of their roster, the pieces they've put together, it's a signal of intent. So Boston for division winners in the Atlantic.
Yeah, and they're bringing back all the geriatrics just to come to training every day. It's like, this is how we won a ring one time. I was like, okay, guys, calm the fuck down.
In it.
They two are like it was a 10-year dynasty or something, don't they?
They always do it. When they beat us in 2008, was it? When they beat us in 2008, it was like, oh, we hanging banging number 17. I'm sorry. You haven't hung a banger in like 20 years. What's wrong with you? Just cool.
Well, when we're talking about banners, I can't say out, mate, being a Suns fan, so I'll just move on from that one.
Yeah, don't worry.
History milk a championship so much. Like people can try to take the piss out of the Lakers bubble championship. We don't talk about it. It's everyone else that talks about it.
Yeah,
we have enough banners that we're like, nah, it's cool. Like, that's fine. We don't talk about it. We just like, yeah, it's another one. Rack it up. Add it to the trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You can put an asterisk by it as much as you want. You can't take it down.
Yeah, so like I say, I think I'm going to have to agree with you guys. I think obviously Celtics, I couldn't make a case for anybody else coming out of this one. I like the moves that that they made in the coaching staff as well, because I think Joe Mazzulla looked looked quite out of its depth in the playoffs, and it looked a bit deer in the headlights. And I think, they've brought in Sam Cassell, who's a very good assistant coach, probably one of the best in the league, maybe. You could argue. So I like the moves that they did there as well. And I think Jeff Van Gundy's there as well now, after being let go by ESPN. So, there's some smart moves, man. I like that. Get some experience. Yeah. Get some experience around Joe Mazzulla, because, at times it didn't look great, did it, during the last playoff. So, but like I say, you can't. I don't think you can make a case for any other team. Like you say, Philly could all fall apart, couldn't it? The Knicks were a surprise team last year, weren't they? I don't think anybody think they were going to be any good, and they made it second round. So, but yeah, I think Celtics pretty much should take that one. So, if we're all in agreement, then we can move on, mate, onto the Central Division. As you can see, we've got Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, Milwaukee Bucks, and the Indiana Pacers. Philosophy. How do we think this one's going to work out?
Hey, you don't have to ask me. Don't come for me in the Central.
I thought you were going to zag instead of zig, mate. I don't know.
Don't come for me in the Central Division. In the Central Division, I grew up watching the greatest ever. Yeah, the greatest ever. The Central Division belongs to the greatest ever. Since him, the pretend goat tended to be, divisional champ fairly often when he was in Ohio. Everybody else could pick sense from who I'm talking about. But now there is nothing greater than Zeus. Definitely not in that division. And now he's got Dame Dollar. He's like, what is beating Milwaukee in the? Let's look at who's in that division. Yeah, we are talking about the Chicago Bulls, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Detroit Pistons, the Indiana Pacers, Milwaukee Bucks. Forget the Pistons, young team, pretty much trash, still growing. The Cleveland Cavaliers, a surprise team, not good enough yet. Still missing a piece or two. Cool. Even though they got Spider Mitchell, fine. Y'all know I love the Bulls. So y'all know I like the Bulls. I love Zach LaVine. So I want the Bulls to do well, but they still haven't quite got it together. Kobe White, we don't know if he's here or there. Vucevic hasn't really turned out to be what he's supposed to be. He owes us a season. You know what I mean? They've got a couple of dogs in Caruso and the young rookie from last year, Patrick Williams, and them boys. But they're still trying to work it out. So no. The Pacers are actually who I think are going to be the surprise package in that division. The Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton, Obi Toppin, who they picked up from New York, who I think was silly for New York to get rid of. But okay, cool. So Indiana could be a surprise dark horse, Maffrin and them, that little nice guard tandem, that swingman tandem they got there. There could be a surprise package. But what is beating the Bucks? The Bucks have two-time MVP, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champ, Finals MVP in Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak from Mount Olympus, Zeus himself. And now they have the absolute killer, rescued from the barren wasteland of Portland, Oregon, in Damian Lillard. Yes, they had to give up a critical piece in Jrue Holiday. Yes. But they're also, like Boston, clearly intended on championship. Clearly. They still have Chris Middleton. They still, Pat Connaughton is a solid, nice little piece. They still have Bobby Portis. They still have Brook Lopez. You know what I mean? They still have that jokey coach. But oops, no, they don't have it anymore. So please look out for the Bucks. Please, nothing is beating the Bucks in that division. That's me.
Okay. GM, do you agree with the philosopher's analysis of this division?
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's nothing to fault there whatsoever. Like, Zeus is I'm Zeus's very light skinned cousin. So like, we're good. But no, Giannis is still at borderline. Well, yeah, he is at God level at the moment. Like, he's just tearing the NBA up. He's just having. It looks like he's having fun the entire time. It doesn't look like he's actually taking anything seriously. He's just like, yeah, I'm a beast. I can do whatever I want, and none of you can stop me.
Yeah.
That team is on paper I would say on paper that team is better than Boston. And
Really?
we're not going and we're not going just doing that just yet. But just from I think, yeah, just for me, I just from a feel kind of point of view, like, and just a bunch of killers on one team. It's like, yeah, I think they got a slight edge. But yeah, there's nothing more I can really add about the Central Division. It's everybody, and then it's the Bucks, and then everybody else. It's not really a competition at this moment in time. I think they all know that. I don't think they're all kind of silly enough to be like, yeah, we got a chance of winning the Central Division this year. No, you don't.
No, yeah.
You probably don't for another 3 or 4 years, and just be used to that.
We're playing for second, lads, aren't we? I think in this one.
Bulls know that the Bulls. No offense to the Bulls. The Bulls know that at this moment in time they're borderline fine. They're fine, but fine is not good enough. If like being average in the NBA is the worst thing you can be great or be terrible. There's like that's unfortunately what's the NBA.
If you're terrible, you could get a couple good picks, and if you're great, obviously you're challenging. But if you're average,
you're in nowhere, aren't you? You're in the middle of nowhere, basically. Yeah.
You just get a bunch of Patrick Williams. That's great. He's a fine player. But like, you're not going to get like a Wembanyama. You're not going to get a Scoot Henderson. You're not going to get like elite talents. Just be bad. Like, commit one way or the other. It's like this Chicago Bulls team and Pistons. Well, Pistons know they're bad. They know they're bad, and they kind of play up to that a little bit. Like they understand they have a young squad, and they're like, okay, we're not going to do too much. We're probably going to tank another year, get another great pick, and then in the next 5-6 years, we're going to have an unbelievable young core of really talented players.
Again?
Yeah, but that's how it's done. Like they've been pissing it away, but that's what most teams have built their way. Like the Boston Celtics have built a great squad from a lot of just drafted players. Now they've supplemented that talent with some excellent trades. But yeah, it all starts with a good draft. But yeah, I'm kind of babbling on here. The Bucks by a distance, and it's not going to be close. Yeah. If there's ever one where you can just say like, bet on this division, Bucks. You're not going to get any money back. But like, bet on this.
Yeah, you're not getting a lot back from this bet, mate. I don't think. No. I could see the Bulls blowing it up, mate, mid-season. I think they're a blow-up team candidate. I do.
I wouldn't bet against that.
No, like DeRozan's a free agent in the summer, and
when John was talking just now, it actually sparked in my brain exactly what you just said, man. I was like, you know what? The Bulls could probably blow this up, and a team like the same Bucks. Unlikely because you know what I mean. Trading to division rivals is next to near unheard of.
Yeah,
but like a team like the Bucks, if the team like the Bucks was to get hold of a Zach LaVine, oh my gosh!
I could see making a trade for a Chicago Bulls player, the Golden State Warriors.
For who?
Interesting.
I think according to Shams. Their Clay and them are so far apart on an actual like
a deal.
Like,
he wants a match, doesn't he? He wants another match, doesn't he?
He wants $40+ million. That's not going to happen.
No, that's not happening now. You haven't shown in the last couple of seasons that you're still that guy. Yeah. That's not happening.
So what imagine like I wouldn't say LaVine. I wouldn't say that'd be as valuable, but maybe what about DeMar and Lonzo?
For who?
For Clay and a pick.
Nah, Golden State not doing that.
Yeah, you don't know if Bulls have game play again, do you? Really?
Yeah, but then you get the money put it back straight away. Yeah, and you also get a pick, and you also get DeMar DeRozan, who's going to average 25. You're not losing any. You're losing floor spacing, yes, because DeMar is like inside.
It's not the Warriors style either. It's like
I think they know their style is going to end. The 3-point era of all like 4 people or 5 people out in the perimeter, it was always the exception, not the rule. Like it's always been by big people.
And it's slowly grinding back to outside game.
Yeah, because you had 2 of the best shooters in the history of the world on one team, and then you added KD. It's like it's going to be ridiculous. So now it's going back to a normal medium, and the big man game is going to come back again. And they don't have one. They have Draymond Green.
But the big man is now a hybrid though.
Yeah.
Because like the quintessential big man now is Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna model their big man after that. And if he's athletic, or if he's long, you get a Wemby. If he's athletic, you get a AD. For argument's sake, you see what I'm saying? So like I'd say AD rather than a Zeus, because AD shoots better than Zeus. You see what I'm saying? But still, Zeus is still a better player. But you know what I mean? That's the type of big man, like the hybrid big man that is clearly coming out now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There ain't a lot of players like Jokic coming along, mate. It's like,
Jokic is a gem, boss.
Yeah, it's a one-on-one, bro.
Gem.
Yeah.
We can discuss that another time. I've got something for that. I don't agree, but there's got something for that.
All right.
I have a new nickname for Nikola Jokic. The Centaur.
Centaur.
Half man, half horse. He loves his horses.
Yeah.
One of one. And he's a centaur. Center.
You heard it here first on the Shooters Lounge. This is what happens. Very nice. I'd have to agree with you guys. The only thing I'd be worried about with the Bucks going back to the Central Division again is, Lopez is getting on now, and Middleton's been injured on and off for like the last couple of years. Who's guarding the opposition's best guard? Because that was what Drew used to do. So I think that would be the biggest worry if I was them. I think that's going to be a worry more in playoff time than it is in the regular season. But I think somewhere down the road, they're going to have to really have a think about that. But
there's a big kind of hang up about Dame's fitness. Is he going to be was he fully locked in during his time over the last 2 seasons with Portland? Yeah. Was he fully kind of bought into what they're doing, or is he just
that's your argument, isn't it? What was that the real Dame the last 2 years, like you say, bro? Yeah.
Well, he's still getting up there in age, but again,
he's still averaged 34. And he's still averaged 34.
Beast. He's still a beast.
It's still ridiculous, isn't he? Like, yeah, I mean, down the stretch in the playoffs, if you need a bucket, the Giannis Dame two-man game is. I mean, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do with that, bro. I don't know what you do with that.
I don't see Dame having a problem dialing it back, simply because he has also had fitness issues in the last couple of years. So if he can take his foot off the gas a little bit, because he doesn't have to go that hard for his team to win, that's Zeus. Apart from it being Zeus's team, blah 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 blah. And when needed, you go to a Dame for anything. Like, come on, man. I don't think he has a problem with that.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think I'm going to miss Coach Bud, though. I am, actually. I'm gonna...
Stop it. Stop that. John,
no.
John, get him, please. Get him, please.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to miss him for the comedy.
You'll miss his ineptitude because now they actually have a decent coach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like at some point Bud's going to do something stupid, and you're going to be like, "Yep, there he is." That's
it. Was
it.
Like
I wanted Udoka to get that job. I wanted Ume to get that job.
I was convinced he was going to get it.
Wow.
Serious.
That would have been something.
That would have been silly.
My days.
Yeah.
And now you got Dame? Ume with what?
Udoka could have Dame covering full court, mate. He'd have him picking up full court, man. No,
how are you covering that full court? Because if Zeus got the ball, you can't play him straight up because he'll step past you and straight down to the hole. If you clog the lane, he'll just give the ball to Dame and he can shoot from Mars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all three in agreement again. At some point, we will. I think we are going to disagree. Maybe it's the next one coming up. The Southeast Division. We've got the Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte Hornets, Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, and the Washington Wizards. Philosopher. How? What do you think? What do you think about this division? Is it Miami's to lose, or
I'm actually in my bag right now because I'm actually thinking some things.
the pump fake.
The pump fake. I think Miami is worried. This is not Miami's division anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Apart from the fact that they are absolutely gutted they didn't get Damian Lillard. And I've gone on record saying that, one, I wasn't convinced it was going to happen. Two, he wasn't the player they needed, or really truly, that's number one. He's not the player they needed to get over the hump, and they've been to the finals twice in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So, I think Miami's going to be a little cagey now. They're not going to be settled and stuff like that. Couple that with, let's look at who's in that division. I got a lot of hope for this Orlando team. Orlando,
give me a break.
Flatters to deceive. Yeah, and I know John laughing at me because y'all know I love piggy bank. Paolo Banchero is that guy. If Orlando could get it together, they could cause some noise. I don't think they'll be divisional winners, but I think they could cause some noise. That being said, I actually think the Hawks might win this division.
For a split second, I thought you were going to say Wizards on a fall out my chair.
Oh no! Stop it! Come on, no! Stop it! The Wizards have a lot of players with points to prove that somehow during the season
they can't score.
That they somehow they forget that they do have points to prove. So the Wizards in a tailspin. But I think the Hawks, they've noticed how quiet they've been after all that noise about what do you do with Trae Young, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
If you're talking about points to prove with him and DeJounte Murray, that's a very, very dangerous, still young backcourt. Yeah. And the Hawks, with how that division is so topsy-turvy now, like anybody in and about there, for me, those are the three teams to watch. Obviously, you have to give your respect to Miami. I have a lot of hope for Orlando. Don't quote me on that though, because they could come and put on another shit show of a season. But Atlanta, for me, Atlanta's the team to watch for that game.
Nice. I think Orlando have been a year away from being a year away for like 12 years. That's pretty much
4 or 3 years ago.
Like it's like got a real good young team, but can never just get it together. But I really liked how Paolo played for Team USA in the Summer World Cup. I don't know if you guys watched that, but he was playing. They were playing him at center, and he's
But they had no choice because, like,
in that way,
6'10" and they had a small team. So as far as I was concerned, the only two players that was playing any level of basketball for that Team USA was Ant-Man and Paolo. For me. Right.
He played some meaningful minutes for USA. Paolo did, man. To be honest, I mean, to be honest, Philosopher, I've got Hawks written down as well. To be honest, taking this one road. So, I mean, it's a first full year with Schneider. He come in halfway through the season, didn't he?
That's John's guy.
Loves that guy. They added Patty Mills and Wes Matthews, which I think some decent veterans. Get some veterans around Trae Young, and let's just this is how a grown up presents themselves and stuff, which I thought was decent. And people like DeAndre Hunter, if they kind of make a bit of a leap or something, then. But Miami have shown, haven't they? Last year they were just so unserious about the regular season, and they were like, "We'll just coast away in," and they made it all the way to the final. So I think Miami have shown that how they're not really. They'll just skate on by 500. and just squeeze into the playoffs by the skin of the teeth, and then they make it all the way to the playoffs, kind of manage to turn it on. Whether they can do that this year, but yeah, I could see the Hawks winning this division, man. GM John, do you agree, or have you got another team to pick?
No, it's definitely between them two, but what's the name of that guy that used to play for the Rockets? Is it Bruno Caboclo? The guy that everyone said was a year away from being a year away. You like the Atlanta Hawks are the Bruno Caboclo of NBA teams. Like they just feel like they're on the cusp, but I still don't think they're there. I still think Quinn Snyder. I love Quinn Snyder. I always love a guy that looks like he's a villain from like a Mighty Ducks movie. Fantastic. But for me, I still think the Miami Heat have enough firepower in their squad. I think they're really well coached. There's definitely a trade to be made there, 100%. I don't think Kyle Lowry lasts the season there at all. No. Like I'd say, they want an upgrade, even if it's minor. They're going to find an upgrade for him.
They need a big, man. They need a big.
Do you know it would be actually unbelievable for them? And I don't think they'd do it but this might happen if Chicago goes to crap. I couldn't really see Alex Caruso on that Miami Heat team.
That would be a plus. That would be a huge plus.
For sure.
I could see them doing like unbelievable with him there. Like obviously they're not gonna have great.
I'll see you on that and join you with this then. Robert Williams just went to Portland, right? If Miami were to make a play now for him and somehow could keep him fit, then they could keep Bam Bam at power forward and they would look a lot better on the block. A lot better.
Would you be worried about floor spacing if you played both of them at the same time, bro?
No. Miami's not that team. Miami, if you think,
they don't shoot a lot of threes anyway, do they?
And they got, you know what I mean? Miami's not that team. Not that team. Miami will grind you into the ground.
Yeah. Fair point, bro. Fair point. Absolutely. GM, sorry.
No, I definitely.
Sorry.
No worries. I definitely think there is, trade to be made there. But for me, I just think they're just like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Kevin Love. They seem to really like your man Jamie Jaquez Jr. Like they think looks like a legit player. Josh Richardson, Thomas Bryant, Nikola Jovic. Like they have a relatively deep squad of like young and veteran players. They have a great mix. They're unbelievably well coached. They have one of the best kind of front offices in the league in terms of
100%.
Has been excellent. So I think just from a pedigree point of view, I'd have to give it to them at this moment in time. I don't think the Trey and Murray combination is. It was kind of one or the other for me. Again, they're both excellent players, but it never bode well for me. I never looked at that tandem and was just like, you both make sense together because both of you are ball dominant and both of you are about 6'1". So you can't. All you can do is guard a point guard. So the rest of the team has to kind of look after you defensively. So for me, I think if Miami make a solid trade, trade Kyle Lowry and a few picks for something of real value, and I think they can get away with not having a center. I think Bam and Kevin Love and maybe picking someone up in the buyout market, they can get away with it. But for me, they need a point guard. Like they need a point guard like so unbelievably badly. Probably out of all the teams in the NBA, they need a point guard that bad that because it actually could be the difference between them going to the NBA Finals and winning one.
The missing piece, then you're saying, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, that's the reason why they're pushing so hard for Dame.
And here's where I have a problem with that because their missing piece was not a killer guard. They already had a killer guard in Jimmy Butler. They already have that. Yeah. And no disrespect to Dame, and obviously I love the fact that he was with Zeus, but that's not what the Heat needed to beat either the Lakers or the Nuggets. They needed a big. The Lakers exposed that, and the Nuggets like annihilated that fact. Like literally, the Nuggets were like, "Oh, dear, you are too small. You
Yeah.
cannot cope with us at all. Like inside or outside, you cannot cope with us. You are way too small. So for me, Miami needs to chase a big. Chase. You see, like when before the Dame trade and Giannis put the Bucks on notice. Listen, I've done everything we can do here. If it is that we don't get any forward and I need to look for pastures new, we discussed this, I think, episode 1, Matt.
Yeah.
That put Milwaukee's front office on notice, like, whoa, no. That's an opportunity that a Pat Riley would have taken. Oh, that's the type of opportunity that Jerry West from the Lakers. I don't know about Jeannie now. They might, but I can't swear. But her dad, Dr. Buss, and Jerry West, those are the things that make those type of man ears prick. Oh, premier big in the league, and possibly wants out. Let me see if I could tempt him. And if you doubt me, this is why I'm the philosopher. Check Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Check Shaquille O'Neal. Check Dwight Howard. Check check call somebody else. Bill Walton. Check, like anytime you hear a big, check Moses Malone. Check a big player, not just a big like a star guard. A big what?
I have a player for you. You're gonna laugh at it, and I think you're gonna be like dismiss it straight away. What if I gave Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson and got Rudy Gobert back?
Wow.
Wait. Y'all know I have zero love for Rudy Gobert. But pull that trigger.
As crazy as that sounds, them salaries might match, actually.
pull that trigger with no fear and trembling. Pull it. If you're Miami, you pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert next to Bam Adebayo. Then all you gotta do is go and find 2 or 3 screws or nuts and bolts from the G League that can shoot a basketball. What? On the perimeter? To match that with Jimmy Butler? Come on now. All of a sudden now, Jimmy Butler does not fear Philadelphia even more with Joel Embiid and them boys and all Boston. What? You can imagine what that lane would look like.
This is what GM John does, mate. He proposes trades.
The lane will be clogged like Zion's toilet.
Fact.
Oh, damn.
And it wouldn't be as messy center to power forward as Gobert and Towns currently are in Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think
at some point the Timberwolves need to realize that is not going to work.
No, nope.
It's just not going to work. They need to maximize it. Say, unfortunately, I wouldn't even send it if I was the Heat, but I think for them, they probably would send a pick or 2 back, just get a deal done.
Just get off the salary, I think, mate. Yeah.
And I think Timberwolves be thrilled to take close to 29 million off of the books from Kyle Lowry's deal. They're going to be paying 18 million a year to Duncan Robinson for the next 3 years if they do trade him. Not ideal, but maybe they can make it. He could be a decent shooter around someone like Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns.
Free Ant-Man. Free Anthony Edwards. This is what it is, man.
You need LA. Ant-Man needs LA.
No, he does not.
But then you're freeing up Jaden McDaniels, who just signed a massive deal as well. If you move,
mate, he got paid, man. What did he get? 130 million.
126 million. 126. Yeah.
126 million. But that means you're free
for punching a wall.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, bro. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Speaking of the Timberwolves, guys, we'll funnel straight into the West, where we do have the Timberwolves for the Northwest Division, with the reigning champs, Denver Nuggets, OKC Thunder, Portland Trailblazers, and the Utah Jazz.
Do we need to discuss this?
I don't know if it's going to be very long.
Shout out to Ken and the Green Bay boys, but do Ken, who lives in Denver, do we need with all due respect, Sir Matt, do we need to discuss this? Like
could just skim
the
over it if
Joker,
you want. Like, just
the Joker, the G50, and PJ, the principal, who I called Jamal Murray, Mr. Murray, the principal,
a fully healthy Jamal Murray, man.
a fully healthy.
Oh,
Listen,
damn.
come on,
Yeah.
man. What's beating that? What's beating that? Come on.
You're not making a case for OKC, guys?
No.
The young pretenders, no?
No.
Like the queue for a Utah Jazz game, this is not going to be long. It's Denver's, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's very true. I mean, I've got Denver written down, guys, but I just see if we could make a case for.
OKC, hot take number one for the night. Then hot take number one for the night. If OKC win the division, this division, the Spurs could win the championship next year. Probability 0.
I thought I got the hot take. God damn. God damn.
Well, yeah, that was a quick one, guys. That was good. Yeah, not much more to be said.
Portland, backwater. OKC, a whole heap of picks and young players with a share that obviously he thinks like he's one of the best two guards in the league. Bro, you're on a piss poor team. Of course,
mate,
you're gonna look good.
Them ESPN rankings. There was.
Oh my God, let's not even go there. And no disrespect to Shea, because yes, you can ball out, but cool yourself.
Play, bro. The guy can play. There's no doubt, but
of course, no doubt. For instance, if you compare him to Anthony Edwards, for me, Anthony Edwards is miles better player than Shea for me.
I enjoy watching Edwards more than I enjoy watching Shea. I don't know.
100%. You know what I mean? So ain't nothing beating the champs. Not out there.
I think the next division is one where it's going to be the most time spent. So I think we should move on to that one.
Mate, this is a murderer's row, mate. This division, mate.
This is like the action movies in the 90s. Stallone, Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This
is stacked,
mate.
What's
this
that?
Is
the Expendables.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Mate, there is not a bad team in this division. I'll be honest. Obviously, for the people listening on Spotify, which if you do, thanks for listening. It is Golden State Warriors, LA Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, my Phoenix Suns, and the Sacramento Kings. Does anybody want to have a go trying to decide for this one?
I went first the last time.
You want to go last, yeah?
I don't know.
GM John, do you want to have a go or do you want me to go?
This one's impossible.
I've looked at this for a long time this afternoon, dudes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, it could be so many permutations on what this division's gonna end up like. It's there used to be like 3 or 4 bad teams in this division, and now they're all.
Actually, I have a question. I'm just thinking about this now. I don't know if it's even real. Is it possible for all 5 teams to come out of the division?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
So if every single team in the Pacific Division had a better record than every team in Southwest and Northwest, it's impossible.
I'm not saying it's impossible because you can always be proven wrong, and I'm not sure on this, so I stand corrected. But in divisional play, because you play your divisional rivals 3 or 4 times, there's no guarantee that you play everybody 4 times, or you're playing, you know what I mean? You play somebody in there, you play 3 times, maybe 2 people, you play only 3 times. So like the calculations then get tricky. So somebody gonna miss out. So even if, let's say all 5 of them is 5 teams, 5 teams, all 5 of them teams have a better record than, let's say, the Northwest or Southwest divisions. Yeah. Better is relative, because then the playoff brackets guarantee divisional winners, and to win your division, you're gonna do that now though.
Do they do that now though with division winners?
Well, it's not like if you win your division, you make the playoffs. It's more like to win your division, you have to win a certain amount of games. Because you win a certain amount of games, there's no way that you are worse than the worst team in another division. If you
Didn't this
understand what I mean.
happen last year? Didn't all these
I'm pretty
teams make
sure
the playoffs?
I'm pretty sure all 5 teams made last year, unless it was Clippers didn't.
No, because we played them in round 1.
No,
Suns.
no, you're right. But the Lakers came in through the play-in.
The play-in, yeah.
The Lakers came in through the play-in. That's why. So the play-in, which is another factor, the play-in now has tossed that to the wind. To be honest, because now last year the Lakers would have missed the playoffs.
Yeah, because we played the Clippers and the Kings played the Warriors in round 1, didn't they? And you guys played the Grizzlies. Yeah.
There you go. But without the play-in, we would have missed the playoffs. So you see exactly what I mean. So you would have had 4 from the division in the playoffs, but not the Lakers. But because of the play-in now, you can have all 5 in. So I stand corrected. You can't have all 5.
So the question is are all 5 going to make the playoffs this time, guys?
I don't know.
I'll say 4. 4, I feel comfortable. As in right now, I just wrote down who I think. Actually, this is who I think is going to win the division in this order. I think Suns win the division. I think some of their pieces are too strong at this moment in time in terms of their level of scoring. I think they actually, funny enough, I actually think they got better at the center position by getting Nurkic over Ayton. I think that he's a better fit in terms of what they need.
If he plays, yeah.
Bradley
Beal's, that's fucking ridiculous.
And he's fit.
Bradley Beal is fucking ridiculous. I don't understand that at all.
I'm sorry to cut you. I saw a quote, a meme, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. Do you realize that Bradley Beal is about to be marked by the 3rd best defender on the team?
That's scary. That's what I keep going back to.
After being marked by the best defender on teams his entire career, and he used to drop 30. Bruh, like
you know, GM John, when you were talking about teams that need a point guard, we don't have a point guard.
Yeah, but you have enough guys who are capable of 5 assists a game. Well, that's the annoying thing. Is that you have a bunch of guys like KD, if he really wanted to, could have 5 assists a game. Bradley Beal, if he wants to, 4.5 assists a game. Devin Booker could easily, if he really, really wants to, get 5 assists a game. They have a bunch of guys who just make an extra pass. They don't have an active there.
I think Booker's going to average about 7-8 assists this year.
I still think they'll get their point guard. I don't think they're happy with their finished product. I don't think they're finished product yet.
No, there's another move in a minute, bro. I think. Yeah.
Where's Ricky Rubio at these days?
Cleveland?
Where's who?
Ricky Rubio.
He was in.
I thought he was in Cleveland.
He was Cleveland for a while. I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure without
but
looking.
I thought he got bought out in a injury settlement or something like that.
I don't know. Didn't he have he was taking time off for mental health reasons last year?
I think he's still with the Cavaliers.
He's still there. I mean,
Cleveland.
That would be a nice fit, bro. If we got Rubio, I'll be honest.
Plays hard defensively. No. He's a good 6-man to have. You can rotate.
Yeah,
you can rotate Beal off.
He'd run the second unit, don't you?
Off, Beal on.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny. Y'all know I old school. I'd go Larry Brown. If you was to get a Rubio type player for the Suns, I'd go Larry Brown and start him. And I'd start him, start Beal at the 2 and Book at the 3. I'll start Beal at the 2, Book at the 3, KD at the 4. Yeah. And because Ricky Rubio is the type of guard that is a slash and kick dive in, you know what I mean? He does those little half dive ins and imagine you now have a perimeter option of Beal, Booker, and KD off the ball. Ouch. That is dumb.
Well, yeah, nobody's rotating over because they won't want to leave him, will they? It's like
and then what are you going to do? Leave Ricky Rubio? He's still competent. What is he? 32, 33, 34 years old? Still competent.
Yeah.
So,
wow. So you still think you think the Suns are going to win the division then, GM John?
Suns win the division just on the sum of their parts. I think the Lakers are going to come second or third. I don't think the Lakers are going to go. They never do these days. They don't want to go flat out. So I can see 2 or 3, but I do think they're a lot deeper of a team this year. I think they got a lot better in terms of pieces that fit around LeBron. Still think they're a piece short. You always feel like you're a piece short until you win that actual championship. So yeah, I still think the Lakers are a player short. The Kings, for me, are still number 3. I think they still are a pretty great team. I think they're well coached. They're good rotation players. 4 for me is going to be the Warriors. I think that a lot of pressure is going to be removed from Steph's shoulders this season. I think Chris Paul comes in to do that a bit more, allows Steph to play off ball a bit more and just focus on shooting rather than running around screens all the time and just trying to dictate the level of play. And then, I think the Clippers, if you're not on the floor, you can't be competing for a title. Like I did like a mock draft there of like fantasy basketball, and it's projected how many games that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George would play together. The amount of games they said they'd play between the two of them combined was 94. I mean, both of them. That's like one was like
that's what 4 years they're together now.
No, I'm just saying for this season, they expect between the two players combined.
That's projected. Okay.
Projected like 94 games. Oh, that's atrocious. That's just like between two players. That's barely over a season.
Yeah.
But yeah, if your best players aren't healthy, you can't have them. You can't expect them to be doing much. And if they're going to get in James Harden, who again doesn't help, he's going to help from a scoring point of view. You're just adding another ball dominant player to a bunch of ball dominant players. Your starting 4 will be just purely ball dominant players who and they're completely different personalities.
Yeah,
ridiculously different personalities. There's nothing that gels them together. So yeah, for me, they're kind of 5th. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if they miss out on the playing it all together. I think it's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah. I think Clippers missed their window, didn't they? I think they missed the window of winning a title. I think it's gone. I don't think it's going to happen for them now. I'll be honest. If there ever was one. But,
I hope so. They're not the shit they talked for fucking years.
Well, yeah.
I'm wondering what window this is.
Yeah.
Is this a Venetian blind? Is this a shutter? Is this a stacked window? Is it
when you get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? I mean, what else are you? What else is there to think about?
When you occupy someone's basement, you can't expect to then talk trash to the owner of the house. When you do not even have banners to put up, and you have to cover the southeast corner with a black sheet when you are playing, you don't live where you don't own where you live. So you need to know your place. The problem is that they have countless times disrespected the Lakers and made people believe that they were a legitimate contender. And it isn't just now with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The same Chris Paul and you remember Lob City? I can remember Lob City.
Yeah, I remember it, yeah.
They need to move back to San Diego, where they come from, or since they buy the Great Western Forum, go out there.
Say they're going to go play in your old arena, aren't they?
No, they bought it. They didn't knock it down eventually. They're moving out of Staples next year.
Yeah, they're supposed to play the first season 2026 is when they're supposed to play the first season.
They'll run their ass out of Inglewood. They want to be like,
either way, like come out my house, come out my yard, come out my place.
Obviously, you two are not going to give Clippers any credit anyway, are you? No. Let's be honest, guys. Yeah,
no, you will not win one until you go at your own place. Go at your own place. You can't win one. Kawhi Leonard, you disrespect the order. Paul George, you disrespect me twice. I used to like Paul George. You know what I mean? I call him Saul now. For those of us that want a biblical reference, you know what I mean? Saul became Paul. He is Paul who became Saul. That's him. You understand? So the Clippers will win nothing. As a matter of fact, hot take number 2.
Uh-oh.
The Clippers are in danger of barely making the play-in.
I don't think they will.
Especially if they go and pick up fat suit James Harden.
There we go. There we
I
go.
agree with John that the Suns are going to win the division. I think the Suns are going to win the division. They've got both the talent, the firepower, to rotate between them and maintain the top of that division at the very least. If not, challenge for the West. You know what I mean? Best record in the West and so on and so forth. If it doesn't, it'll surprise me. There'll probably be some external factors. The Kings are going to be growing again, and they're young and they're hungry. So yes, they're a factor, but don't think they win the division. The Golden State Warriors, I think, in this division is a dark horse, and that's funny coming from a 4-time champ in the last decade. You know what I mean? Because, like John said, you got CP3 now, who's going to take a lot of the handling load off of the chef. But to me, that makes the chef more dangerous because now all you got to do is shoot the ball. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So
I've got a new nickname for CP3.
But
the sous chef.
Them young. So the head chef and the sous chef, yeah. So, but them young bigs have to do a lot better for Golden State. Kuminga, Looney, them boys are gonna do a bit better.
Jim John's mate Kuminga.
Oh, Kuminga. I will die in that. I will die in that shield. Fuck Jonathan Kuminga.
There we go. That's me.
Okay, yeah, like you say, guys, I think Kings are just running it back again, aren't they? Had a very, very good season last year, didn't they? So they're going to be up there. I can see Clippers falling away because you just don't get enough games out of your star players, and when you don't, you're obviously not as good of a team, are you? When this happens, so I've got Lakers winning the division, guys. I'm not going to lie. I really like the offseason moves you did, man.
Way. No
I
way.
like the moves.
They're not going to push their bodies, man. They're not going to push their bodies, even with the new rule and that. They're not going to. Even with 80 talking, man. My goal is to play 82 games. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, but I don't think the Suns will go all out either in the regular season. That's the thing. So
that's the thing. The people will want and expect the Suns to ball out. So even if they're playing badly at the start of the season, they'll have to kind of essentially course correct and be like, oh, people are... Because if they play badly and they play mediocre or just about getting by and are not like by All-Star break 4 or 5 games above like the Lakers or the Kings, people are like, oh, they're not who we think they are. So then the talk will grow, and then the talk will grow, and then the talk will grow. Yeah, and then ascension amongst each other, because that's a bad thing about having too many stars in one team, and especially too many stars who don't know how to be number 2. Like there's Devin Booker was never number 2 guy; he was always number 1. Bradley Beal number 1, Kevin Durant number 1. You can't have 3 number 1s. There's no 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Yeah,
someone has going to be alpha, and someone's going to have to be the kind of as my cousin calls it, there's an alpha, and there's the bitches. That's what he calls it, which is unfair. That's
a good point you just brought up. I never even thought of that those 3 stars were always option 1s. Option 1s.
Somebody's stats are going to get less, aren't they? Out of those 3?
And not even 1B.
Yeah, 1 is.
Well, I suppose KD kind of was Steph, but still, KD was 1.
But Steph stepped aside for him.
Yeah.
So though the team was still Steph's, the team still revolved around Steph. Steph still conducted the orchestra. KD was the X factor. So KD was option 1 on that Golden State Warriors team, which makes me think he's going to be so critical to your team, Matt. Does he take the team by the scruff of the neck and say, okay, I'm a lead? Yes, Devin, I know you use option 1, but let me teach you how to win because I'm a winner. You know what I mean? Or does he push Devin or Bradley and say, I'm a winner? Let me guide y'all. But one of y'all got I don't know.
If you ask Devin Booker, he thinks it's his team. That's 100%. And
There you go.
I think KD's going to say, "This is your team, Book. I'm with you. You're the guy."
But we have to see that on the
He's
court,
like the
though.
worst dance partner ever. He's just
You
a
what?
terrible. He's like the worst dance partner ever. He's the kind of dance partner to be stamping on your feet, like bumping into you. Like he's had Kyrie, he's had Russ. Like he just doesn't know how to pick a good dance partner. I don't think he's a good partner himself. I think he's just kind of like, I'm going to do me. I'm going to carry you on my shoulders because I'm that guy. Yeah, you absolutely are that guy. But like, yeah, you proved it in one situation where it was nearly physically impossible for you to lose. You had so much depth across the court. That's what you won.
X factor. KD is an X factor player. He's that player that is okay. If I ball us for a moment, if I think back, the other time you had a player like that was Clay Drexler. When Clay Drexler left Portland and went to the Houston Rockets in the mid 90s, people were already saying, well, the Rockets didn't even need Clay Drexler. They're defending champions. But what Clay Drexler became was that X factor. It was the Dreams team, still was the Dreams team. But how you can focus only on the Dream now and these external shooters when now you got one of the best two guards in the game to deal with? For Golden State already had that set core that had won, so they knew how to win, and they had just lost, and now they add an X factor that now will make everybody be like, oh well, shit, we just barely figured out how to deal with these man.
Yeah,
are we gonna deal with these man and him? So, but when KD has had to lead it himself, yes, that and the team went to the finals. And I give props to them because if you remember that playoff run, the teams they beat in that playoff run, a lot of people forget. That time the team should have, if kept together, would have dominated probably the last decade. That time the team beat the defending champion Mavericks, Kobe's Lakers, the Spurs. And they lost to the Heat. After leading the Heat, I think 2-1 or something crazy like that in the finals or something like that. You know what I mean?
They won game one, didn't they? I think.
Or something like that. There you go. Yeah. So Kevin Durant still had. That's why he still got this chip on his shoulder, this thing to prove. So he could talk about it being Devin's team. We need to see that on the court, brother.
I don't think he's actually said that, but that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think he's come out and said that, but that's what I think.
And guess what? That might not necessarily work either, because Devin just went to the finals and got reverse spiked. Sorry, Matt. Sorry, every week I have to.
Bro, come on, man. You're right, but yeah, all right. I was there. Yeah, okay.
The flex.
Oh,
the flex.
Dude, I don't know how we got there, to be honest. It was just nice just being there.
The Suns team reminds me of. Do you ever see the movie Captain Phillips?
Yeah.
Every single, like Booker, Durant, and Beal, I'd say from a day-to-day basis, depending on how they feel, be like, I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
From a day-to-day basis, I think it'll change. It's like I dominate, and like I am the captain now.
Yeah,
which is dangerous because you don't want a Brooklyn situation like what they had with Kyrie and.
I'm not a fan of a big three guys personally. I think you have two, and then you have your supporting cast. I think a big three. I think it's proven over the last 10 years that it's you don't win titles that way. But we've gone with it anyway.
Not without one of them taking a severe backseat. So
stats wise, for sure.
Yeah.
So usually two in depth. Two in depth is usually what
exactly
works, man. Every time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every time.
Just before we move on, guys, from this division, can you answer me a question about the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
How on earth did nobody offer Austin Reeves a deal in free agency, and they allowed your boys to re-sign him on a team-friendly deal? Why didn't somebody offer the max that they could for Austin Reeves, so you guys had to have matched? Can somebody explain to me why nobody did this in the league?
Because they would lock up their cap space for the first 3 days of the moratorium, meaning they could sign nobody.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that nobody decided to try and sign Reeves to an offer sheet.
The Spurs.
I think he's severely, or even all the talk about this, you know what I mean, super white boy jamming, blah 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 blah. Austin Reeves is still severely underrated. So
he looked really good for Team USA. He looked really good.
Yeah, he looked. Yes, he did.
Like he belonged.
But come on, Austin Reeves looked great in the playoffs. You saw Austin Reeves in the playoffs. Austin Reeves in the playoffs was like, yeah, I belong here. I belong here. I mean that. So
that was a real stroke of luck, I think, for you boys, to get him on a more team friendly deal that it could have been. I think you really dropped on there, man. I don't know how that happened.
To solidify that point, Matt, I was fearful that a team like the Spurs would have picked him up.
That's what I mean. Why didn't the Spurs, with loads of cat room, go, here you go, mate, here's whatever they could have offered him, 100 million or something?
That's the type of player Pop would have picked up and be like, oh, yes, I like this hardworking player, underrated and stuff like that. Come match you with this young unicorn from France and Moise, and then we'll be all vexed in LA. But
you really dropped on, man. You really dropped on with that, I think, and I don't know if it's spoken about enough. True. I just wanted your guys' thoughts on that, with being part of the Lakers fandom. I couldn't believe it.
But I'm not buying into this bandwagon of the Lakers. The Lakers won the offseason. The Lakers, they re-signed who they needed to re-sign. They kept it there. They added this. Now I'm very quiet, very humble. I'm waiting for your championship pick.
I like what you did in the offseason, mate. I'm not going to lie. I like the people that you picked up, man. I think you got deeper, and that's why I picked you to win the division. But like we say about all these teams, guys, the team's one injury away from it being absolute calamity, isn't it? I think any team, you lose your best player, and it's all gone to pot, hasn't it? So, but the Lakers and any teams, not even mentioning them, but it can definitely go wrong. So moving on, guys, last division we have, which is the Southwest. Okay, so we have the San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, Memphis Grizzlies, and the New Orleans Pelicans. So, Philosopher, what are your thoughts on this division?
I'd like to say, I'd like to think that idiot boys team would win this division. Of course, I'm talking about Jaja. Because they actually had some decent pickups as well. The Rockets with Ume, I think, is the dark horse in this division because they're young, they're hungry, they've got a good coach. We'll see how they got some good pickups as well. Even the annoying Dylan Brooks is actually a good pickup. I will not repeat.
Who got paid? Got paid money.
Who got that bag?
Mate, whoever his agent is earned his money. I
don't know why, but he got that bag.
He absolutely did. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, remember we were talking about the Bucks and somebody that the Bucks could pick up, could have pick up. The Bucks now, for instance, if Dylan Brooks still didn't have a team and they went and pick up a Dylan Brooks, the Bucks will be formidable on defense because he's annoying. I still don't rate his defense, but he's annoying. He's a character. But all that being said, I actually think Dallas wins this division.
Really?
I actually think Dallas wins this division. Dallas got 2 all-star players. Dallas has 2 all-star players. Like 2 box office. Also, mind you, I don't know how they're going to gel because I haven't seen it. Up to now, I haven't seen it. I'm not convinced by it. Blah, 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 blah. But they got having 2 all-star players mean that they're going to generate enough wins once they're fit. Unless something goes severely wrong and they fall out, disagree, or something catastrophic. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or Kyrie goes on a disappearing act, and Luka tries on his own, which he has done before anyway. Yeah. But that division is so topsy-turvy as well. They think the Spurs think that because that having Wemby means that they're back, they're going to get some licks. but don't worry. The John licks for them. But that's my pick in that division.
Okay. Jim?
I don't know why. And it's wrong, and I don't want to feel this way, but I think the Pelicans are going to do well this season. I don't know why. Just feeling in my chest feels like they're going to do well, and I don't want it to
I'm trying
happen.
to
I don't
hide
like
my
it.
subjective face and listen to you
Say
objectively,
it
sir.
again.
I'm trying to hide my subjective
It's just-
face. Have
It's
you
just-
solved Zion's porn issues? Or have you kept it? Are you going to keep him out of the hospital?
I just like CJ, and I like Brandon, and like Jonas Valanciunas, and I like Herbert Jones, and I like Larry Nance Jr. Like Willie Hernan. I don't have Willie Hernan Gomez anymore.
Are
I like
they
Dyson
going to
Daniels.
actually play basketball? Or
I like them. I like Jose Alvarado. I just
Oh,
like
yeah,
him.
the
I
thief.
really like the roster.
the backdoor thief.
Yeah. I really like their roster. I like the Mavs. I don't think they're built to win. They have two great individual players.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing I can say about them. The Rockets next. Grizzlies again, very deep, good roster. Ja's not back till December. If Ja was their guy, he was their guy on that team. If you're missing that guy for 2 months of a season, if not more, well, 2 months is the initial one. He could fuck up in between. 2 months, you could be 12 games, 10 games out of real contention.
Yeah, what was his suspension? 25?
25 at the moment, yeah.
I know it's till the middle of December.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Christmas.
25 games, man. Yeah.
Yeah, which is for him continuing fucking up is a bit of a joke. I think it should have been more made to make an example rather than to just be like, season. This is for everyone. This is like, again, he shouldn't be made an example of. But if you continue fucking up and continually putting yourself, those around you, your family in danger, and just, it's not a good look for him. And like he seems like anytime you hear him talk, he seems like an actually pretty decent guy. It just seems that the company he keeps is not ideal at this moment in time.
Yeah.
People are trying to blame his father, which I don't think is particularly fair. Again, two of them are learning on the fly how to be uberly famous. So yeah, it's not ideal, but I'm just wishing him the best and that hopefully changes his life around and continues on the good path he was before all this happened. But for me, yeah, the Grizzlies are going to be a bit of a distance away until December, or maybe it can turn around. Spurs, they're too green at the moment in terms of like they're too young, they're too inexperienced. But then again, when they had Duncan in his first year, they made the playoffs. When they had Robinson in his first year, they made the
Let
playoffs.
me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. When they had drafted Tim Duncan in
They had
1997,
David Robinson.
they had David Robinson, Sean Elliott, Mario Ellie, Avery Johnson, all that. You know the ball off.
The team was already there, bro, wasn't it? Yeah.
They do not have that now. They don't even have half that. For instance, if Wemby came the season after or the season before Timmy D, if they drafted Wemby the year that they signed LaMarcus Aldridge, when they still had the old Timmy D, the old Manu, they had what's his face, Tony Parker still. You know what I mean? I think that was probably the same season they drafted Kawhi. You know what I mean? If they drafted Wemby, then
That's
the
a
Spurs
good,
would be
good comparison, bro.
absolute problem, an absolute chaotic problem.
Yeah.
That's not the Spurs. All right, let even more in perspective for our younger viewers. If the Spurs still had DeJounte Murray, you would have to look at the Spurs very, very differently. But the Spurs threw everything into the gas tank the moment they knew they could have a play at Victor Wembanyama.
They're a fucking embarrassment.
Hate it. I hate
It's an
it.
embarrassment. I'm sorry, like they have They have a storied history. They've won decent amount of championships. What they did to get their talent in the past is fucking embarrassing because they've been so blatant. It's never been like, oh, we're so terrible. It's like, no, maybe with Robinson you're bad. No fucking way. When it was with Tim Duncan, you tanked that season, and this season again, you just put yourself in a position to suck to get Wembanyama, and it worked.
And it worked. They had to get David Rock. They had George Gervin. They had the Iceman. The Iceman was one of the best perimeter players in the league, and they decide, oh well, listen, you might as well retire this year because we tanking. We got a boy coming from the U.S. Army here. We want that.
What did you guys say earlier? You're either contending for a title or you're in the basement, and that's what the Spurs did.
Yeah.
So they just played how the system is. Then, and they won, didn't they? As much as you hate to say it, but they did, didn't they? So
true. But it's when you have what people call one of the best coaches in the history of the league, and a relatively young, but still kind of. I wouldn't say the roster is terrible, but they'd say they had enough talent to compete better than they were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what rubbed me up wrong. It's like you have enough talent. You're not going to win a championship.
No.
But with Pop's coaching and a certain level of talent, I thought they would at least maybe be a possibility for playing, like a possibility, not like a chance, but like a possibility. They're just like, no interest whatsoever.
They just bottomed out, didn't they? Yeah.
Well,
they got rid of a lot of their talent, didn't they? Trading away Murray was the start, wasn't it? Getting rid of Murray. That was it then. It was like, we are bottoming out here, mate.
It was a smart move in the end. But
they got Wemby, so they got what they wanted, didn't they? Yeah.
But how much did they pay Devin Vassell?
A lot.
I was just like,
probably to do that, so they get, because you have to have a minimum salary cap on your roster, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to make it now. You can't just, because if you were under the salary cap, you used to spread the money between the players on your roster. You can't do that now. Yeah, you have to be over a certain amount now. So they got to chuck the money at somebody.
His contract is 5 years, 135 million.
Oh my days!
For fucking what? 18 points a game.
Something like that. 6 there. Something. Yeah.
Why are these contracts going like this? It's perplexing at the moment. Actually,
because the salary cap's going to go up, bro. The TV deal's up, isn't it? In 2 years, money's going to be ridiculous, bro. Salary cap's going up again, man. But
do you ever see that thing on Instagram where it's just like Project Mbappe, where that guy has his baby and it's just like teaching him how to play like Mbappe straight out of the womb? I'm like, God damn, if the NBA's gonna be like this, it's like, hey, Project Kobe, whatever. I don't care. Like, next.
It's very true, man. It's very true. Yeah.
If bums like that are getting paid 150 million.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Bum is a bit. Well,
yeah. I know what you mean.
I find it difficult to compare because, again, yes, okay, money has gone up. Things have gone up. Things are worth more. When you compare salaries 20 years ago, 20 years. So we're not even in the Jordan era. If you go back 20 years, we're not even in the Jordan era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or okay, since we're talking Jordan, when Michael Jordan was in the league, very rarely was he not the best player in the league. From rookie to the end in 2003. Let's say out of Jordan's 14, 15 seasons, possibly 3, maybe 4 seasons of that, he was not the best player in the league.
Yeah.
He was never the highest paid player in the league. Ever. Michael Jordan was never.
Not even when he came back.
Michael Jordan was never the highest paid player in the league. Ever.
Kobe was for 1 season the highest paid player in the league. 1.
Okay, there you go. I stand corrected. But you get a comparison. Yeah. And even if you toss the totals, so if you look at the value, the comparative value, GM John will be able to tell you folks this a lot better than I would. If you look at the comparative value, even if you look at that, Devin Vassell is making 130 mil over flight. Come on, man. For 18 points a game.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What's going on?
I mean, we're in the £50 million players now, aren't we, guys? Like players are getting paid $50 million a season now. That's where we're at.
For what? For load management. For load management.
For load management, yeah. For sitting, oh, not tonight, guys. Not tonight.
Imagine being a Clippers fan and you a Clippers fan from the UK, from Europe, from wherever that's not America or not from Los Angeles, and you come over and you spend your hard-earned money and you get a hotel and you pay $200 for tickets and you get good seats and you maybe get a new jersey while you're there and you sit down there. Tonight's starting lineup: Terrence Mann, Russell Westbrook, not Kawhi, not Paul George, and if he's a Zubac.
You'd be sick, wouldn't you, man?
I would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're angry. You're very angry.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, GM. I've got Clippers. Clippers. Excuse me. I've got the Pelicans winning this division now, man. I'm on the Zion comeback bandwagon. I am, man. I like the look of the team, man. I like it.
Sure, it burns calories. It burns calories.
Can you keep him out of the hospital?
Yeah, it burns calories.
Keep him in the gym, dude. Keep him in the gym, man. That's it.
Keep him in the gym. Can you keep him away from the porn stars too?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Huh?
Probably not.
He won't have time. He won't have time when the season starts, man. He won't have time when the season starts.
I still think he gets his trade mid-season. I'm pretty confident that Zion gets his trade mid-season. And 2, the Miami Heat.
Wow! Oh my goodness! Is that a GM John exclusive?
Imagine that.
That's a very hot take.
Imagine Pat Riley whipping Zion's ass into shape.
Oh my! Dude, Zion isn't going to get 5% body fat for Pat Riley, mate. There ain't no chance.
Then he becomes, if you do that, then you will get a top Zion.
Yeah.
Because if Pat Riley gets hold of Zion,
oh mate, yeah,
you get Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
You baby Shaq.
He gets.
Nah, you don't get baby Shaq. Shaq was ridiculous.
It'd be a sight to see.
But
I know that. Absolutely.
Wow. Absolutely. That's a hot take for sure, John. We're holding you to that.
Mate, that's it. That's a pondering one, that is, mate. You'll have to, yeah.
That's a volcano. That's a volcano.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, so we've been through the divisions. Lastly, we'll go through some awards predictions, regular season awards. So I'll post them on social media so we can all laugh ourselves a few months from now, saying, what the hell was I thinking? That was stupid. But hey, this is what we thought. This is what we do on the Shooters Lounge. First one, I'll kick off then, guys. Regular season MVP. GM John, any thoughts?
I think it's going to be a revenge season for 2 guys. I think it's going to be a revenge season for Giannis Antetokounmpo and for Nikola Jokic, because 2 guys who easily could have won the MVP last season. And I think Joel Embiid, phenomenal player, didn't play as many games as the rest of the guys, scored more points, but
yeah,
I think they had equal.
Got to play. You got to play what, 65?
Yeah, you got to play the games now, man. Yeah.
But yeah, for me, if I had to pick one, I think Jokic is far too deep in his bag at the moment to not get another MVP. I think somewhat play against Giannis's hopes of getting another MVP is having Dame Lillard on his team. So happened to LeBron when he joined forces with, obviously I think he won MVP when he was in Miami. But but your chances get reduced a little bit because you have such immense talent beside you that kind of detracts rather than helps. But for me, yeah, I want to give it to Nikola Jokic. Again, he's at the peak of his powers at this moment in time, and he offers too much in every facet of the game and triple doubles. For me, I think it could be him.
Okay. Philosophy? Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard to bet against.
Sure.
And I've toyed with being wild in choosing either Anthony Davis if he plays those 65 games. If Anthony Davis plays those 65 games, problem. So two things, two factors would have to happen. One, he would have to play the games. One, and two, he can't be hot and cold like he is. Like drop 40 and 21 game, and then another game drop 11 and 6.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Can't do that with MVP. If we get Anthony Davis to play 65 games, and he be 60%, not even 100%, 60% of what he was in New Orleans, Anthony Davis for MVP. But no, the other name I was toying with was Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum was an outside chance at that MVP up until All-Star break, I want to say. Yeah,
for sure.
And then obviously a couple of things. Celtics had a faltered run. Embiid went on a ridiculous tear. Jokic was consistent from tip to tip. You know what I mean? Literally from season to start to finish. So obviously them guys can be hard to beat. Anyway, so those were my outside horses for MVP. If the idiot didn't like guns so much, I would also have Ja Morant as an outside tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is nothing I will vote for MVP over Zeus. Nothing. Zeus coming back to, even with Damian Lillard, to remind everybody why he's the best player in the league. Even though the best player in the league really and truly is the Joker. But one, Zeus isn't far off. Yeah, he's always in that conversation. And two, Zeus has that mentality of, I always want to get better. And since you raised the bar, I'm coming. Let's go.
Yeah.
So my pick for MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's safe to say, philosopher, that your love for Zeus knows no bounds.
None.
And it will never burn out, mate. It'll stay alive forever, I think.
You got to do something so retarded.
For my pick, I think you touched on it, Adam, where you've got to play 65 games at least to be MVP. Now, I think we've had times where Zeus does sit out games, and I think, only time will tell, mate. But he has done that in the past. I think Jokic, he kind of winds down like last month of the season last year. So I'm going with Tatum because I think Tatum plays whenever he can, whenever he doesn't sit games. So I'm going with Jason Tatum for MVP, guys.
All right.
Next one, Rookie of the Year. Do we need to go over Rookie of the Year, or is it just going to be Wemby? Sorry, GM. What was that, dude?
I'm going Scoot Henderson.
Same.
You're going Scoot Henderson.
Scoot Henderson all day, every
day. You're not going Wemby.
And twice on Sundays.
Scoot.
Scoot Wemby.
Every day of the week, month, I'm here.
Slipping.
Scoot.
You're not impressed with Wemby, then? You don't think
Wemby is incredible. He's incredible. Look at his body.
Yeah.
Kick that fucker in the leg. His leg breaks.
All I will say is remember Chet.
Yeah.
Remember, Wemby is a way better player than Chet is at this stage of their games. Yeah?
Yeah.
Fine. That's fine. But again, like John said, look at his body. Look at his body. And he don't even have to take a lash. Wemby playing, yes, you're 7'4", can shoot up the gym. And mind you, that shooting out the gym is the jury's out for me. Because that's streaky. That's not as good as a lot of people think his shot is. Yeah. But when he get in the meat of the season, I have to face up against the same Embiid Joker, Zeus, AD, then but night in, night out. Even the lesser. Listen, men that got chips on the shoulders, like down to the balls, who thinking, wait, y'all think Wemby is something new? We would give him his welcome to the NBA. Whereas Scoot now, Scoot is like, okay, I would have been hyped if not for this dude. Let me show you what are you all about.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like Lucas Scoot, man. Scoot looks
And he's got
very.
the platform because Dame gone. Dame
Well,
gone.
that's it. Now Dame's gone. It's kind of he's got the keys now, hasn't he? Scoot's that ball's yours, mate. You know, and
him and Fernay are going to be like.
Anthony Simmons. Listen, and he got that waste of a player named DeAndre Ayton who has been to the finals. You know what I mean? So if who says he got something to prove too? You know what I mean? So like
he's going to be dominating this season, he says. So we'll see about that. You know.
Okay.
But I like the fact that Scoot's got a head coach in Chauncey Billups as well, who obviously point guard, you know, decent player. I like that. That's a nice kind of combo, I think.
And he's played NBA level competition in the G League. Not like obviously not like quality, but he's played against grown ass men. Well, obviously Wembanyama has too, but like don't get me wrong, the French league is actually very good and even more in time.
Well, you're playing against grown men, aren't you? Like when you're 15, 16. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but I still think he's maybe a year of weightlifting and getting his body right to being a dangerous. He's going to be. I still think he could be an all-star this year. That's not just. But I'm saying, I think Scoot could be as well. I think he's that high of a talent that is just getting completely overlooked, and it's probably the best thing to get back from. He has a chip on his shoulder. He's just like, no one's talking about me. I'm going to ball my ass off just to say like I am the guy.
Yeah.
You know who's another guy that I believe has that mentality too. Brad Miller for the Hornets, the rookie for the Hornets. He got a chip on his shoulder too. Remember that?
I think. Yeah, he had a nice dunk, didn't he, in preseason? He did. That's true. That's true. I think I think with Wemby, once you get in the dog days of January and February, he's going to be taking his licks, like you say. I think he's going to be like a welcome to the league rookie kind of thing. Yeah. I went somewhere else anyway. I went to the players who sat out their first season due to injury.
Chet, aren't you?
I am going with Chet, mate. I think Chet will win MVP Rookie of the Year, man.
I again shout out to Ken Green Bay's posse, but Ken kind of convinced me a few years back against picking guys who. Or against liking rookies of the year for men that actually had the opportunity to sit on the bench for the whole year. Yeah. I think they get an advantage. I don't think they get an advantage. When you think back about it, and they all do. So I wouldn't vote again. I don't like that you picked Chet. You might win.
I've actually put money on this. He was like 5-6 to 1, like a month ago.
Ben Simmons.
Like, I'll take that.
What's his name? From the Clippers, Globe City, man.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin. You know what I mean? We could call a few guys that sat out every year.
That's the train of thought, man. That's the route I'm going down. He's been in the setup. He's been in the organization for 12 months already, and he'll hit the ground running. I think that's kind of that's my train of thought, guys. Next category. What else did we say we were going to choose? I don't know. Are we going through all categories, or are we just the kind of main headlines?
We got 4. We didn't do Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, Defensive Player of the Year. Have you got one?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Nice. Good shout.
I think he doesn't win MVP. I think he wins Defensive Player of the Year, and I think that's where he wants more at this moment in time in his career, because he's repeatedly, and I mean repeatedly,
overlooked.
Been the bridesmaid, never the bride. He's never been the guy, and there's been MVPs that have like, don't get me wrong, Max Smart is an excellent player, and he deserved to win that season. It feels like a travesty if he retires with no Defensive Player of the Year award. It feels like a travesty. So for me,
because when he's healthy, he is such a game changer on defense, isn't he? There's no doubt about it.
6 blocks in the first half the other day. 6.
Yeah.
In 19.
Absolutely. No, it's a good pick, bro. It's a good pick, man. Philosopher. You
That was
got
actually my number 1 pick, but I'm gonna go with my number 2 just to be against my guy. I think Zeus does the double again, and here's why.
Okay.
Because of the quote unquote suspect nature of his guard tandem. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of man that going to try to step past Dame and Pat Connaughton and what's not, and that is going to be block season for Zeus down there. And he loves to play the lanes with his length, so that's why he gets steals as well. And we all know he a beast on the boards too. So I'm going for my guy, number 34 from Greece.
Nice.
You'd vote him Rookie of the Year if you could as well.
Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say Zeus is going to be a busy man this
You'd
season,
vote him
right?
Rookie of the Year if you could.
Nah. Wouldn't do that.
I'll go with Bam Adebayo. I think
he's overdue as well.
Yeah,
He
I think
overlooked as well.
he's been in the convo. You know, can guard multiple positions. I think he's kind of not as much as Davis, obviously, as being in the conversation.
Triple J not to repeat.
No, never.
He shouldn't have won it anyway, but you know, enough said about that. The better, I think.
Oh man!
Yeah,
wow,
Nadine or whatever it is. I don't know.
Wow, a resounding no.
A resounding no. On the fence about that one, guys. Most improved. Have you got anybody thinking about most improved?
I had one, and I don't feel confident about it.
I went with a proper wild card for this one, man. I did.
I have
Let me hear you two then. Let me hear you two.
I have two. I have Cade Cunningham.
Interesting. Nice. Yeah. Coming off the injury. Yeah.
And I have Austin Reeves.
That's my pick.
Austin Reeves,
nice. Right there. Austin Reeves.
Cade's talent should put him over the top in terms of like if he reaches the level of talent that is expected of him, he should potentially walk away with the trophy. But Austin Reeves, from virtually every point of view, if he averages 16, 17 points a game, which I think he's capable of, I really do. Yeah. And performs well defensively, and I think he's a sneaky candidate to win most improved player. But
absolutely,
I think the thing that'll go against him is what they always say is Laker exceptionalism or Laker hype. Like, I think that might go against him, but I think the talent is there for him to be a most improved candidate. I don't know if he wins. I still think it's Cade for me, but I really like Austin.
Yeah, decent pick, man. Decent pick.
Yeah. So, who won this last year? Sabonis?
Who? Sorry.
Was it Sabonis? No.
No.
Who won this last year? Most improved.
Not Julius Randle, was it? No.
He was year before, was he?
Yeah, he was year in front. So a little bit of research for that, but I think a couple
Lauri Markkanen.
Lauri Markkanen. Yeah.
Deserved. He deserved it, yeah.
Definitely.
So they got a number of guys, I think, that went in mid-season trades that are going to be up for this award.
Can I pause you for 1 second? Can I just pause you for literally 1 second?
Yeah.
Who were the three finalists for that award? Lauri Markkanen, Jalen Brunson, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai averaged 20-some points a game. How the fuck did he not win? Lauri was really good.
Because it's measured by the greatest.
He averaged like 25 the year before, didn't he?
Biggest swing.
Yeah, exactly. The greatest jump. Because I can remember, but also for a moment, I can remember when T-Mac won it. When T-Mac won it, he beat someone that was averaging more than him.
Yeah.
But the jump was bigger. So like, if you go from averaging 10 or even 15 to averaging 25 or 30 versus me that was averaging 25, who's now averaging 30, you go win it. You go win it for sure. And I think you deserve it. So what we're saying is I think it's going to be between a lot of guys that was traded mid-season. for example, Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn has had a huge improvement in responsibility and all that. His two-way play has obviously gone a lot better since Phoenix, actually. But now he's got a whole season.
Mikal was a very good defender at Phoenix, mate.
Excellent player, man. Excellent player.
Yeah.
Excellent piece, man. So, but I think Austin Reeves gets it because Austin Reeves goes from G League prospect into we not sure if he can handle to a starter, not just a starter on the brightest stage in the brightest lights in the NBA, regardless of whether the Lakers are good or piss poor. When you play for LA, the lights are on you. And so far, he has not faltered.
Definitely embraced it, hasn't he, for sure?
Yeah.
Have you ever guys seen the US version of Shameless?
Was that?
Have you ever seen the US version of the TV show Shameless?
Oh, I have, yeah.
No.
There's a character called White Boy Carl. That's what Austin Reeves, my cousin calls Austin Reeves. He's just like
Nice.
He's like the whitest dude, but he just has a swagger that
he really does.
His swagger is nice. I mean, so I think his numbers go up, especially because we know Braun gonna be managing. And that young core of him, Rui, and them boys there with them little additions you had to Gabe Vincent and those, he'd be able to be the shining star, I believe. After the big two, after the Braun AD, he's gonna be the one that will stand out amongst it. So I went for Austin Reeves as well.
Nice. I had two picks. One I thought was a bit more of a chance, and then a real outside shot. To be honest, the one I thought was a decent choice would be Maxey from Philly.
Tyrese, good player.
Yeah, I think with all this with Harden, I think Tyrese is going to be like, "It's all right, lads. We don't need him, mate. I've got this. I'll be your number two."
I said exactly that. Wait, that's so true. I said exactly that about him. That's true.
Because he's got that way about him as well, man.
Yeah, forget him. Like this is Allen Iverson's tone, and if he won't be a bitch, forget him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you what a guard's supposed to be in this tone.
James, stay at home, mate. It's fine. We don't need you, mate. It's all right. I could really see him doing that and jumping to I think he averaged just under 20 last year, maybe. So I could see him going to 25.
Something like that.
His ass is in Magic City.
It's you what, mate?
James Harden's ass is in Magic City. He ain't home.
Mate. He comes back every 30 days, so he doesn't get fined.
100%. His strip club or his home.
Yeah, like what did Tyrese averaged 23 and 3. Yeah, 23 and 3. Yeah. He start this year, that goes up. 4. And even if not the points by a lot, definitely the assists and rebounds. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
My outside shot was Franz Wagner from Orlando. That was my outside shot. I think he was really good for Germany in the World Cup. And I think he might make a bit of a jump, man. I think this
is Piggy Banks' team. Franz, you pick a backseat.
No, you're right, dude. But I think I could see him making a jump, man. For that Orlando
Lucas Podolski was good for Germany in the World Cup too. Doesn't mean they shit.
Hey man, I told you it was an outside shot, bro. I told you it was an outside shot. It's like 33-1 or something. It's a well outside shot. I just saw it and I thought, I'd take a bit of that action, man. I'd take a bit of that. I told you one was crazy and one wasn't.
You did.
Coach of the year. Any thoughts on Coach of the year, guys?
Mike Brown. I'm sorry, not Mike Brown. Sorry, Mike Malone.
Mike Malone. Sounds solid.
I understood why. Was it Mike Brown that won last year? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Great season, but Malone got overlooked for what he's done with that Denver team, and I think obviously
3 times, not once, not twice, 3 times. The year Bud won it, Mike Malone got overlooked. The year Phoenix coach got overlooked. What's his name?
Mo Williams.
Yeah. Man, he got overlooked. Mike Malone was lovely then as well. And then, yeah, he couldn't beat Mike Brown last year because nobody expected the Kings to do what they did and be so well coached.
Only AB knew.
Yeah, only AB knew. Shout out to AB. Shout out to
Like
AB.
the
Love
beam.
the team. Yeah, we
Absolutely.
put that beam out though. The chef put that beam out. Cut it out.
Sure
Has to
did.
be, if they have as good of a season as they did last season, it has to be Mike Malone. For me, no one else. Like to me, it's self-explanatory. I don't need to go in any further. He's
No
brought
love,
this-
no love for Darvin Ham if the Lakers do well. No love.
I don't think they're looking to go that high. I don't think they're looking to fly that high. I think
No love.
They'll
No
be-
love
they'll be
for
happy with the third or fourth seed.
Magula?
pardon.
No love for Magula.
Nope. I don't have a love for the people that have that talent of a roster. What they did, obviously, Jokic is one of the best players in the world, but what they've done with a team that is on paper not as talented, player for player as most teams, they've done it extraordinarily well.
But they're feared now though.
They're the hunted.
Yep. They like ain't nobody looking like there's no one that is not taking the Nuggets serious now. Like
And no one's going to look forward to playing in Denver whatsoever. They used to be because of the altitude. Now they've got a beast of a team. So yeah, it's going to be double trouble.
Yeah.
yeah.
How many times has Spoelstra won Coach of the Year?
Twice.
Twice.
Think twice.
Yeah.
He won it in the second season with the Lakers.
With LeBron.
Huh?
Spoelstra, you said? Spoelstra?
Yeah.
Spoelstra, yeah.
I think he won one season with the Heatles, and then he won a second season. I think it might be just once then.
I'm not sure he won it all.
I think he won one.
Spoelstra's never won Coach of the Year, dude.
Really?
Never won.
Never has.
Never won it.
Never has.
Which is crazy, isn't it, to think?
Which is mad. But, it supports John's theory of star-studded talent. However, I think he should have won it the year before he got Jimmy Butler, when the Heat made the playoffs. I can remember that year with Dragic and them boys. He should have won it that year.
Yeah,
I can't remember which year it was.
I think he was in the conversation that year, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah.
That's. I went with Mark Dagnall of OKC for Coach of the Year. I think OKC will win a few more games than they did last year. I think he'll get it.
Well, you did go for Chet, innit? For Rookie of the Year, innit?
Exactly.
We gonna remind you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, mate. I'm sure you will.
This motherfucker's betting with his wallet, not with his brain.
Playing with house money, bro. Playing with house money. Do you know who the highest paid coach in the league is this season? There's a question for you, gents.
Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks.
Nope.
No.
I'm not going to look at who the highest paid is. I'm just going to look at the list.
Yeah. No, go for it.
Okay.
Man. I'll let you have a couple of guesses, and I'll put you out your misery.
I have three.
It will be somebody out of left field.
Nick Nurse.
No, good guess though. He's up there.
It's not left field. Nick Nurse is not left field. Where's Nick Nurse? The top
Philly.
guy. Where's Nick Nurse?
76ers.
Sixers.
Yeah.
All the more why I want them to get beat. Lord.
Nick Nurse is thinking, what the hell have I walked into? James Harden's gone AWOL. Come on. All right.
Jason Kidd.
He's another one of them lucky coaches too.
Jason
Like
Kidd, no GM. No.
What?
Well, he kind of fell into that Toronto team, didn't he? Nurse.
Yes, he did. Because that was KC's team.
Yeah.
That was KC's team.
Yeah, couldn't get him over the hump though, could he?
Monty Williams.
Monty Williams, correct, is the highest paid coach in the NBA this season.
Yeah, I cheat like a motherfucker. I just looked it up.
Yeah. You'd have never have got him, mate. You'd be still here like, nah, it's not him. $13 million a year, Monty Williams.
My next guess would have been Ume in Houston.
Yeah.
Then let's go to the bit with me.
I think Pop's number 2. I think, which it kind of makes sense. But Monty Williams, highest paid coach in the NBA. Keep getting them checks, man. Keep getting them checks.
All right. One more.
6th man of the year.
This is tough.
Yeah, this was a complete lotto. This was. I have no idea.
This is tough.
Emmanuel Quickly.
Quickly's a good shout, man. Quickly's a good shout. Yeah.
For New York.
Yeah.
I went with Norman Powell for the Clippers.
He won't be there much longer.
Maybe.
He
might move to somewhere. He might move to somewhere better.
I had him too, and I had Marcus Morris as well.
I got Jordan Clarkson from Utah.
Solid pick.
Yeah, very solid.
Jordan, and then the outside. My outside was Rui Hachimura for LA. Yeah. Again, shine bright after the big 2, similar to AR. But this depends on whether Boston starts Derek White because Boston got Giroux now. I'm wondering if they start both of them.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that they will. I'm not convinced that they will. And if they don't, Giroux starts. So Derek White coming off the bench could be as decent as Malcolm Brogdon was for them last year. Don't think he's as good offensively, but he could be a weapon. But my pick is Jordan Clarkson for Utah.
Nice.
I have a left field one that I've been thinking about, but I don't think it's going to come to fruition.
Go for it, man.
I think I just want to double check because I think they announced who they might start for the season. Just give me 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are
we gonna go with clutch player of the year after this, or?
Oh God!
Do we have to, or?
Do we have to?
No, we don't have to. It's fine. No.
Depending on who starts for the Timberwolves,
yeah,
I could throw either Rudy Gobert or Jaden McDaniel into the mix of 6th man of the year.
Rudy's going to
do a smart thing.
Yeah, I think they're still going to try this Towns Gobert thing, aren't they? Still,
yeah.
As crazy as they are,
I could see McDaniel having a beast of a year off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not debating that. That's highly possible for real, but I don't see them starting. I don't see them sitting Rudy.
No.
I just realized and it's a kind of overlooked player. You got Leonard Williams in the draft. G Leaguer.
Yeah.
I like him a lot as a player. I like him a lot. Small forward, like he's 6'10".
What about Tyler? Do you think the Heat start Tyler again, or they keep him as that bench threat? Because if they keep him as a bench threat, he's always in for a shot as for 6th man as well.
I think they'll keep him as a bench guy.
Yeah, makes more sense.
But yeah, he'll be up there again, bro. He average 20 off the bench, mate. Yeah, you're going to be in the combo, aren't you, man?
Sure.
Yeah. In-season tournament, we don't need to talk about that, do we? Or
I haven't looked at that at all. But
please save me. Don't put the noose around my neck.
If I had to guess, Warriors seem like a team that'd be perfect mid-season kind of flexing on teams. That's it. I'd say the Warriors.
Warriors. Your pick is Warriors.
Yeah.
My pick is actually the Kings.
Kings, good shout.
That young, hungry, hot off the press. Bam, 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 bam. Let's go. Early in the season, they might back down.
Nice.
So
nice.
My voice is disappearing right in front of me.
We're nearly done, bro. We're nearly done. Yeah. In season tournament, I'm going all in. I've already picked a couple of OKC guys, so I might as well go all in, Anna.
We are going to remind you.
I'm all in, mate. I'm all in. You double down. Let's go. Double down.
All right.
OKC.
How's that wallet, John?
Might as well light your money on fire. Oh, last one then, guys, before we go, obviously, is the big one, is who will win it all? Who's going to win the finals in June? Philosopher, give me the team who's going to win it all, man.
If my team, once my team is a contender, I don't vote against my team. The Los Angeles Lakers beats the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals 2024, 4-2.
Wow. Damn. What's happening here?
What's that? What's John got?
Lakers.
Bucks Lakers. My guy. My guy.
God. You've been waiting all this time, nearly 2 hours, and he's gone. They've been. Oh, Lakers won't win. They won't win division, and then he's
Bucks,
in.
Lakers, Bucks win.
Bucks, Lakers, Bucks win.
Bucks win.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call a score then.
I think it goes 7-4-3.
4-3. All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. 4-2 Lakers. 4-2 Lakers, and LeBron is not the MVP.
I will say this: 4-3 Bucks if the Lakers roster stays the same. 4-2 Lakers if they trade D'Angelo Russell and someone else for a bigger piece.
I think that's why they re-signed Russell, and he's a trade piece for something else, isn't he?
He's not sticking around. He's not sticking around.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, dude. I'd agree with that.
I can't disagree with that either.
For me,
they will.
Yeah. For
I
me,
I like him to actually play more basketball. You know what I mean? Him and AD form something so LeBron could sail away to Happy Valley, but I don't see it. I more see AR-15 and AD becoming something than D'Angelo Russell. That's how bad it is.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's man. For me, you don't have a lot of teams repeating titles, but I can't see anybody other than the Nuggets winning it again, man. I've got them beating the Celtics in 6.
Wow. Nuggets, Celtics in 6. That's Matt, yeah?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
As long as the Celtics aren't winning, I'll take it.
When last did the team repeat?
Lakers.
Warriors?
The Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Warriors. KD's Warriors. When last did the team repeat before that?
Warriors come out to play.
Braun
In Miami. Yeah. It's hard to do, man. It's hard to do.
And before that was Kobe's Lakers. And before that was all the way back to the three-peat Lakers, yeah? Repeating is no joke.
It's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
As good as the Nuggets are, and as much as there are, I believe the Nuggets are title favorites. I'm not on this whole Lakers bandwagon thing. I want my team to win. I'm not even starry-eyed with Zeus and picking up Dame or that Boston finally over the Nah. Denver's the team. Denver's the best team in the league. Yeah. But now they got a target on the back. Can you? Like Jack said, okay, you got 1. Can you get 2?
Yeah.
Can you get 2?
Everybody's coming for you now, aren't they? They're all coming for you now, bro. Yeah, absolutely. But that's if they do, then they go down, don't they, as one of those special teams. And I think absolutely. So on that bombshell, guys, that's it for a show. I know, obviously, it was a very long show, action-packed, a lot of predictions and stuff. So really appreciate you guys stopping in. Do you want to give yourself a shout-out where people can follow you? GM John?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Jonathan K NBA.
KNBA, sound, man. Always got the trade machine going. Always. It's always got a trade in him.
I'm looking at it. By the way, you can notice when I'm on the trade machine. Not on the trade machine, on the trade machine. On the trade machine.
I just thought that was the lighting you got in the.
I got a zero dark 30 mode. On my sights.
Yeah, so man, cheers for coming on, man. Really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you very much for having me.
Philosopher, you want to show
sir.
the audience where they can find you, bro?
Definitely Philosopher005 on Twitter. And today is the 23rd of the 10th of the 23rd. Please check online on my Instagram, Jean-Marc_Maximus, or on that same Twitter tonight at 23:10 on the 23 of the 10th in the year 23. And you can see something special, man, on YouTube.
Oh, we're doing it. Is it the premiere?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, mate. Yes,
We here
bro.
tonight. Plain and
nice
simple, no big intro. Ain't got it. It's just me, bam, talking. You'll hear it.
Nice,
We'll be
mate.
there.
Nice, man. I'll tune in, man, for sure. I'll tune
Yeah,
in for sure.
wicked.
Nice. I'm your host, Matt, PostUp323. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube, guys. And you can find us on the artist formerly known as Twitter at Shooters Lounge 3 and Instagram at Shooters Lounge 3. We'll be back in a couple of weeks when the season will be underway. And I'm sure there'll be some topics to discuss. Obviously, how bad my predictions are doing or not. But I'm sure there'll be something to discuss. So thanks for dropping in, guys, and we'll see you very soon.